Take Control Books are media sponsors of MacVoices TV at Macworld 2010. See their selection of ebooks at takecontrolbooks.com. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices TV on the show floor at Macworld 2010. I ran into Rich Harrington, video expert and author. Rich, it's great to have you on MacVoices TV.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, the truth of the matter is we tried to get together ahead of the show, but the schedule just wouldn't work, but I did just run into you, so I'm so glad we got a chance to talk to you.
Well, the life went a little crazy. I'm from Washington, D.C., and so not sure when this is airing, but recently we had about 47 inches of snow, so life kind of got crazy.
I'm right there. I'm just north of you in central Pennsylvania. We got it too. Yeah.
So I kind of had to prioritize. Feed the family and keep the house running. So, yeah, it's all good.
Little details. Rich, I know you just had new book out. You have another one coming out, and of course, as anyone would expect, it's all about video.
Yeah, I think that the video market's really emerging. I've been working in pro video for a very long time. That's what I do as my day job, is create video for a lot of clients. We do a lot of work for nonprofits and trade associations, some government agencies. We're in the D.C. area. And what I've seen through the years is that video is moving into a broader market. So, while I'm in professional video, there's lots of people that are needing to do video professionally who never had the benefit of getting trained in video in school. And so what I've been trying to do is take my knowledge and bring it to the photography community, bring it to the design community, and just the communications professionals that are out there. So I think that what we've seen through the years is that as the price of barrier goes down, the price of entry goes down, that more and more people are saying, well, okay, let's make this engaging. You look on the iTunes store, top podcasts, 2/3 of them are usually video. It'll vary by category, but people want to see things. They don't just want to hear. Same thing is holding true. All mediums, whether it be print, audio, web, hold value, but when used appropriately, video is a very engaging storytelling tool. And so I really like that, the ability to hear and see and truly connect. So I've been trying to bring that to more folks and looking at ways of teaching people about video who haven't used it before.
That sounds so easy, and you make it sound so easy. And I've watched a lot of your training. I've learned a lot. But after you start to try to produce it, it's not that easy. You run into problems. It's just like, okay, this doesn't work quite the way I thought it would. And then you get a finished product, and you think, okay, it looks like a third grader did it, and I need a little help. You're the guy we turn to.
Oh, I appreciate that. A big part of that, I think, for a lot of folks is knowing where to go. So you mentioned the last book I finished. It's actually called Video Made on a Mac. And what I did with my writing partner, Robbie Carmen, who's a great trainer and an author, we said, we love the Mac platform. It's what we've been using our entire creative life. My first computer I ever had was an Apple. All through college had a Mac. And so it's been something that's just been part of my professional life for, I've been using Apple computers for 30 years at this point, and which means I was, this tall. And so it's come a long way. And what we said is okay, let's make a holistic book. And this has sort of been the type of training I've been focusing on, the holistic training, combining the art and the theory with practical, hands-on advice at the same point. And so this is a book that tackles all the tasks: pre-production, planning, budgeting, mapping things out, storyboarding, all in the first part of the book. Then it goes into production techniques, talking about multi-camera productions, getting your camera calibrated, things that a lot of people skip, like, oh, I'll just fix that later. Well, knowing how to actually get the cameras properly set up with good audio levels and good picture quality. So you're getting that. And then we move into post, which is delivery and the essentials on graphics. So the book, we've had a couple people who've read it, like, wow, this is the perfect starting point for someone who, understands the basics about computers, and they're not a dummy, but they just want somebody to say, what, here's your Mac, you've got Adobe software, Apple software, all these great third-party things out there. Could you just tell me what's the easiest way to get it done and which tool I should use? And so we sort of map it together. And so an example would be something like green screen. A lot of people are wanting to use green screen as a storytelling device. Well, we're going to teach you green screen. We cover the basics of how to plan for it, how to actually shoot it. Okay, here's how you assemble it in Final Cut Pro, and now that you're done, let's get it over to After Effects, because on your computer you've got 5 different applications that could do green screen. Well, only one of them has an Academy Award, and that's After Effects for the Keylight plugin. So let's teach you how to use it, and then when you're done, let's show you how to send it right back to Final Cut Pro so you can put it in your timeline. And so it's been things like that I've been focusing on, really trying to help people come up with complete easy, manageable workflow things. And then along the way, we've been less shy. We used to sort of try to hide the theory and hide the business sense. And I just think that people are getting savvier now. And so it's like, you know what, let's explain the why. Not highfalutin or tons of it, but just give you practical reasons of when this is the best situation, when this is the right approach, what it's good for. And then we even try to include practical things like what should you be charging for this, or how much time do you need to budget for? Because what I want to see, and it's been rough, video's going through a lot of the same things that the graphic design industry went through before and photography went through. Right now, photographers have it incredibly rough. People think that, oh, that's a nice camera. It's like, it's not the camera, it's the person using it. And the same thing's happening with video. So many people are investing in gear, but they have no idea what they should be charging for their services or what's reasonable. So I'm trying to help the video industry and those coming to the video industry feel confident in their abilities, know what they should be charging for their services, know how to get the job done fast and efficient, and still get a great product that looks good. What I say is you can make all sorts of great video for the web. You want to be shooting for something that looks like a good network cable TV. And the tools you have on your desktop, you can absolutely do that.
I like your style of training because I think those of us who have opened up Final Cut for the first time look at it and say, oh my God, where do you even start? Because there are brand new metaphors we've never seen before as Mac users. You simplify it. You kind of take a lot of the stuff out of the way and say, okay, if you want to do this, this is what you use. And I know I've learned and gotten a lot more comfortable with Final Cut watching some of those, because I guess it's like sitting down in a jet plane. You've got dials and gauges everywhere,
right,
and you're overwhelmed. But if you just take them one at a time, it's no problem. You just need to learn what they do and which ones you have to pay attention to.
Well, you hit it on the head there, right? Like, if you were to take piloting lessons and you were going to get into a simple glider, right? Tons of less buttons, you'd still fly, you'd have somebody next to you teaching you. As you work on your pilot's license, you'd move up, and yeah, it's complex machinery, but so many software programs, not just Final Cut, all of them have been suffering from feature bloat. The problem with the marketing and the need to just keep bumping up the total number of features, and it could do this and it could do that, and you'll have tools from the same manufacturer, where like they have an audio tool, a graphics tool, and an editing tool in the same package, and there's such overlap between the tools, and you don't know, should I use this one or should I use that one? So what I always try to do, and I've done this for my other books too, like Understanding Adobe Photoshop, I just say, you know what, my job is to teach you how to take this vast piece of software, boil it down to the tools that you're going to need 90% of the time to get the job done, and then I'm going to teach you 90% of what those tools do. And so the reason why my books, I focus on thinness, I think it comes from my background in broadcasting, being very frugal with the writing and the speaking, get right to the point. So I try very hard to say, you know what, and maybe it's highfalutin, but I'm going to teach you 90% of what you need, 90% of the things you need to know, and I'm going to teach you 90% of what you need in that one book. And then as you expand, or you hang out on the blog, or you visit me at Creative Cow, forums, or see me at a conference, I'll round that out, and I try to really engage the readers. I do the best I can. I respond to people on Twitter or on the Facebook page with questions and forums. I just think that this is fun stuff, and we've got great jobs. We make creative things for a living. I know people who have jobs, friends who have jobs and other things, and I'm like, I don't know how you can do it. Like, if you don't love being a creative, like, you shouldn't be a creative. And I know that the software can make that so challenging. It's like what used to be liberating, that bare bones, I think back to the days of Super Paint on a Mac, It's like it used to be so simple, and I like the whole software program ran off of a floppy, and now it takes 8 DVDs to install the suite. It's incredible how much bloat there is there. So I know that it's hard for folks, and so my job is to just strip away everything and get you back to the core. And then once you hit that and you feel like I can get the job done, I'm confident, then you'll branch and you'll explore different experts and you'll discover things on your own. It's not to say that this is for somebody who just wants it fast and easy. I try to make sure that people are learning things and that they're learning the same things. I've been a college professor. I've done those level of things. I work on, I've produced stuff that has been on national television, broadcast commercials for nonprofits, worked on great campaigns through the years that I've really enjoyed. But I come from a family of teachers, and I just love to see people get it. The best feeling for me is when someone will send me a link or post something to the Facebook page and say, I just wanted to share this project I worked on, And I see it, and it's like, you know what? What's the best feeling is not when they just regurgitate what I taught them, but when they've adapted it and they've made it their own, and you look at the work and you're like, wow, they've successfully told a story that's helping this group, or, educate or inform or entertain. And that's a great feeling. You just love when people can take this and make it their own. So I really try hard in the books and the training we do. My clients that I have, I've got a great relationship. So we always use real-world projects and bring that in, so you feel like you're working on something that would be a paying job. So you're cutting a real commercial. You're working with footage from a real national television network. So you go, okay, and I do that for two reasons. One, I want it to feel real. Two, I want you to get past any excuses. Well, if only I had a client like that, or I've never had that opportunity. Do it. The thing that I always said is like most people don't know is when I sit down to write a book, I only know half of what I'm going to write. When I decide to write a book, I pick something that I go, you know what? I've crossed the 50% threshold. I feel like I know half of this, and I'm going to discover the rest in the writing process. So, we just finished a book on digital SLR filmmaking called From Still to Motion, and all about the whole process. I gathered a friend, Jim Ball, who's a director of photography, shoots for HBO and Discovery Channel, and a great tech guy who does lighting, Matt Gottschalk, who's really active, and Robbie Carmen, who I've written with before, who's a colorist. And we said, you know what? We're going to discover digital SLR filmmaking. And we took it from the ground up, from pre-production through final delivery. And we said, you know what, let's just not make this a theory book. We said, all right, let's actually do a real project. So we've done a short documentary and a music video with a real musician. And then on the disc, we unveil that. You get all the raw footage. So you're actually able to cut the video yourself. It's like, we want you to see all the bumps and the sad spots. We give you the footage not color corrected, so you could see the choices that even a 20-year-old veteran had to make on set of like, wow, it was really bright out, so we had to shoot this underexposed. I think, the thing that I hate about some training materials is it's magic. You do the classroom books, and it's like everything just works, and, it's like, wow, I got great at following directions. I purposely pick average photos for my books. I try to get stuff that is what anybody could do, and then show them how to make it better. And I think that's important. This is fun stuff, and you should love it, and you just got to jump in.
And you keep using the word fun, and that's what it is. It's fun, and it shows in your work and in your attitude. It really does.
Well, thank you. I just, what we're doing is so exciting. Things just keep coming out, new opportunities. What's really amazing to me is how much the marketplace has changed. I've worked with some podcasters who, they don't even realize. They're like, oh, how many downloads do you have this month? You're like, do you realize that you have more viewers than cable TV shows on national networks? Really? Yes, you do. Things have just completely changed. I've seen some of our nonprofit clients be able to harness video as a fundraising tool and see tremendous results. And so I just think that these creative things are tools. What I say is technology is a tool. It's what you do with it that matters. I don't care about saying you've mastered X number of features or you're a certified expert in this or that. I've had to pass some of those tests to be an instructor. I think what really matters is not just how good is this stuff you get out, because you brought up a point earlier. It's like, if it's hard to do and you're not having fun making it, you're going to do less. So I think the goal here is not to be an expert or a whiz-bang, but to say, can I get the job done and make stuff that I'm proud of? And was it fun doing it so I'm still married or I still have a social life? And if you could do that and be a good parent, the best feedback in the world is when I have people say, you give me more time to spend with my loved ones. It's like fantastic. Have fun with it, but remember that it's just a tool and you want to have a life and you want to be able to create and enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, that's so true. Rich, tell us what the book is and your website so folks can go and learn more.
Sure. The book that's out right now is called Video Made on a Mac, and it's all about Adobe and Apple workflow, making great video on your Mac, and that's from Peach Pit Press. There's also a free podcast in iTunes that supports that. And then the brand new book that'll be coming out very, very soon is called From Still to Motion, Photographer's Guide to Digital SLR Video. And that's a comprehensive book as well as about 6 hours of training video that come on the disc, also from Peach Pit Press. My personal blog is lamely named, but just richardharringtonblog.com. There's a lot of Richard Harringtons out there, but if you just do a search for Richard Harrington or video, you'll find me at richardharringtonblog.com.
And I'll have the correct link in the show notes so people don't have to find you and maybe find somebody else.
Great. There's a ton of free resources up there. I've got years worth of downloads, articles, templates. So what I basically say is I subscribe to the belief of I give away as much as I can give away for free, and then occasionally, hopefully, I make your life easier. You're willing to pick up a book because that's the college fund.
Well, Rich, I know without your help, this show wouldn't be possible because I've learned an awful lot from you, and I hope you just keep doing it.
Thank you very much, and thanks for everything you're doing for the Mac community for your show as well.
It's good to see you, my friend. Take care. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
I'm Chuck Joyner on the show floor at Macworld 2010. That was Rich Harrington. He's on the show floor at Macworld 2010. We wish you were too. Thanks for watching. Take Control Books are media sponsors of MacVoices TV at Macworld 2010. See their selection of ebooks at takecontrolbooks.com. MacVoices TV is part of the MacVoices Group and a member of Mac Level 10.